All right, so my internet went down last night. It is back up now. So, unlike usual, I'm actually going to do the live for today right now for the next 2 hours. Let's get it in. Go ahead and get set up real quick. We'll be set to go. All right, good morning. Good morning. I am the Pit Messiah, your host for the Quiet Storm live trading session for July the 18th, 2025. I woke up bright and early as usual this morning to log in for the London session, only to find that Xfinity decided that they were going to do service overnight on my business class internet, which was quite annoying. I attempted in vain to try to do the live using my hotspot, and it just was not robust enough, which is why I pay so much for internet in the first place. So what we're going to do today as an exception is do the session during the New York session instead of the London session. The New York Stock Exchange just opened up about 22 minutes ago. So we do have some pre-market opportunities. I do expect more throughout the day, and we will trade probably until about 10 a.m. I may even do an extra 2 hours and go all the way to noon, just to be extra generous to make up for the fact that there were people that showed up to the live last night and I wasn't able to produce. So that sucked. I feel pretty bad about that. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. You know, it doesn't take much. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. It helps with the engagement. It pushes it out to more people. If you're not aware, for YouTube creators, YouTube produced kind of a widget in the background where I can speak in my native language, which is English, and anyone across the world can actually go in and listen to the video with subtitles in their language. So it is helpful. I've even picked up a couple of subscribers from across the pond, which is really cool to see. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to explain what it is that we do and how we do it, and then we're going to get into a 15-minute pacing of trades that could get us into the market on a buy or sell basis. So let's take a look at Euro SHEK. This is the euro to the SHEK dollar. It's an exotic Forex currency. And the colored lines that you see on the chart are exponential moving averages. An exponential moving average is a graphical representation of the average of the last number of candles. So in this case, you have, which is the 5 exponential moving average, and the red line, which is the 13 exponential moving average. On any time frame, if the yellow line is over the red line, that means that the buyers have control of the market on that asset on that time frame. Conversely, if the red line is over the yellow line, it means the sellers have control of the market on that asset on that time frame. In addition to this, you have 3 other lines that are on the chart. The aqua line, which is the 50 exponential moving average, the gray line, which is the 200 exponential moving average, and the blue line, which is the 800 exponential moving average. These represent major areas of support and resistance. But there's also another neat trick to it, and that is that these 3 lines can teach you whether or not you're in an uptrend or downtrend. If these lines appear in this order, blue on the top, gray in the middle, and aqua on the bottom, you are in a downtrend, BGA. Conversely, if they appear in this order, aqua on the top, gray in the middle, and blue on the bottom, you're in an uptrend, AGB. So just a quick analysis of the euro versus the SHEK dollar. It's calling out a sell opportunities. We have blue, gray, aqua. This is a downtrend on a sell. So we will enter this particular trade. We do have some retracement towards the original entry price, and there's enough room to actually still profit on this. So this is going to be a sell to 24.60210. It's going to be a short position from current price, 24.60210. Give us a little bit more wiggle room, so we'll take those extra pips. Let's go ahead and get these parameters out. 1 moment. What you're going to notice is that we do make calls based off of a color-coded system. I'll show you that very briefly. We have Forex currency major and minor pairs, which are green. Forex currency exotic pairs, which are yellow. Spot cryptocurrency, which is blue. That's cryptocurrency versus the US dollar. Indices like the US 30, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, UK 100, and Japanese Nikkei 225. Precious metals, we trade gold, platinum, palladium, and silver. Oil, US and UK oil, and natural gas. Then we have purple trades, which are perpetual cryptocurrencies. That's cryptocurrency versus Tether, USDT. and some stocks, about 41 of them. And then we also have futures. If you're looking forward to keeping up with those trades, we do have certain brokers that we do use. So if you access the description to this particular video and you scroll down, it's going to give you all the information concerning those brokers. The first of which is going to be liquid brokers. Liquid brokers is who we use for our crypto perpetual trades. It also has all the other assets that we trade with the exception of futures. And LHFX. That's my secondary broker that I use for anything else other than crypto perpetual trades because it has better leverage and you make more money. And it's always fun. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get to Telegram, throw in these parameters and get this posted for our first call of the day, which is going to be on Euro SHEK. It's the euro to the SHEK dollar, 15-minute confirmation, market execution sell, risk to reward ratio of 3.78. Matter of fact, we're not officially in the trade and still retrace a little bit more. So let's pick up that as well. 4.60210. That'll take us up to a 4.01 risk to reward ratio. $24.60210 is our take profit. That's going to be for 354 pips. The stop loss is going to be 24.64640. And that's going to be for 89 pips. And the entry price is going to be 24.63755. And here's going to be your first call of the day. Euro SHEK, 15-minute confirmation, market execution sell. Entry price is 24.63755. Stop loss is 24.64640 for 89 pips. Take profit is going to be 24.60210 for 354 pips. And a risk reward ratio of 4.01. You can find this pair on both liquid brokers and LHFX. If you have your own broker, you can probably find this exotic pair on there as well. Just look up exotic currencies and look for euro versus SHEK dollar. Let's go ahead and get this listed and move on to the next trade. We have the Japanese Nikkei 225. We have aqua gray blue. This is an uptrend, but it did hit the original stop loss. This trade is now invalidated. We have the United States dollar versus the Canadian dollar. This is gray blue aqua, which means it's a consolidation. It also really broke the original stop loss, so we won't be taking this trade either. We have RB1, which is a futures trade. We have blue, gray, aqua, which is a downtrend, but it's about to hit the original stop loss. We won't be taking that trade either. We have the Norwegian krone versus the Swedish krone. That hit take profit. Trade was originally called at 9:15 in the morning yesterday and hit take profit at 6:15 this morning. We have the United States dollar versus the Israeli shekel. This is an exotic currency, but we have gray, aqua, blue. That's consolidation. If you look to the left, you can see it's largely been moving sideways for several hours. This is not something we're going to be taking. We already looked at the flash on Japanese Nikkei 225. It was called again. Still not giving us what we want. We have MBT1. This is a futures call. It's an uptrend, aqua gray blue, and it is something we're going to take. It's going to be a buy to 121.13. It's going to be a long position from current price. Going to tighten up that stop a little bit. And you're going to find this on top step X. Top step X. Let's go ahead and drop this in and get the parameters out for our second trade of the day. And this is MBT1. This is a 15-minute confirmation. Market execution buy with a risk to reward ratio of 2.62. Take profit is going to be 121.130. And it's going to be for 278 pips. Stop. 119.210. That's going to be 406 pips. And entry price is going to be for 119.740. And here's your second call of the day. It's going to be MBT1, 15-minute confirmation, market execution buy. Entry price is 119.740. Stop loss is 119.210 for 106 pips. Take profit is 121.130 for 278 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 2.62. Moving on, we have the euro versus the Polish zloty. This is calling a buy, but we have a gray, blue, aqua. That's consolidation. There's no upward bias for this buy signal, so we won't take this. It's highly likely it's going to continue going further to the south. We have MES. This is aqua gray blue, so this is something that we're going to take. There's going to be a buy from current position to 63.58.25. Oh, 63.64.25. There we go. So it's going to be a long from current price. Drop in those settings. 63.64.25. Tighten up that stop just a little bit. And here we go. There's going to be another futures call. You'll find this on top step X. So market execution buy on a 15-minute confirmation on MES. Risk reward ratio of 3.44. Take profit is 63.64.25. And that's going to be for 62 pips. Stop loss is going to be 63.44.25. And that's going to be for 18 pips. And entry price is going to be 63.48.75. And here's your next call of the day. It's going to be MES, 15-minute confirmation, market execution buy. Entry price is 6348.75. Stop loss is 6344.25 for 18 pips. Take profit is going to be 6364.25 for 62 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.44. And we have our next signal. It's going to be on ES1. Again, we have aqua, gray, blue, which is an uptrend. It's going to be a buy to 63.65 even. From current price, it's going to be a long position, which means we're buying. 63.65. Going to tighten up that stop just a little bit. Let's go ahead and get this one out as well. This is going to be a futures call, again, found on Top Step X. This is on ES1. 15-minute confirmation buy. And risk reward ratio of 3.00. Take profit is 6365. That's going to be for 60 pips. Stop loss is 6345. That's going to be for 20 pips. And entry price is going to be at 63.50. Here's going to be your next call of the day. ES1, 15-minute confirmation, market execution buy. Entry price is 6350.00. Stop loss is 6345.00 for 20 pips. Take profit is going to be 6365.00 for 60 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.00. And with that, we are caught up for the morning. We'll go ahead and organize our trades in our watch list. This is a exotic currency. Drop that up here. These are futures. So now we can just alphabetize, can run through and see if we have any of the take profits, and we do. So let's take a look at those. The first is Dash versus US dollar. I believe we called this a couple of days ago. This was called on Monday, July the 14th, and it hit take profit on us, which is great. It's going to be for 239 pips. $39. Here's our take profit smashed and the original signal. This was Dash United States dollar, 15-minute confirmation, market execution buy. The entry price at 22.16. Stop loss at 21.55 and take profit at 24.55 for 239 pips of profit. Congratulations to those of you that were on the live on Monday and took the trade to win some profit. Always a great thing. We'll go ahead and remove that from the list. Get that added to our record of trades. That will be win 631. We're cooking with gas. I did see another one. We have Dash versus Tether. This was also called out on Monday the 14th at 3 a.m. and did hit take profit. This is for 268 pips. Yet another win. Dash USDT 5 for 238. I do a little bit of housekeeping behind the scenes here. Hold on 1 second. There we go. That's what I was looking for. This is going to be another take profit smash. Again, here was the original signal. It's Dash versus USDT, a 15-minute confirmation market execution buy. Entry price at 21.99. Stop loss at 21.33 for 66 pips. And a take profit at 24.67 for 268 pips. Again, congratulations to all of those that took the trade on Monday. So we can remove this from the watch list. Our next update is at 8:30 in the morning. That's a little under 10 minutes from now. We'll see whether or not we get any other opportunities to enter the market on a buy or sell basis. Other than that, it seems to be relatively quiet. right, so futures for US 30, S&P 500, and NASDAQ 100 are all up for the day. So we can expect that to continue to rally throughout the day. Same thing on gold. So if we do get any retracements on these, it should give us an opportunity to enter the market on those four assets. We're in the market on German 30 right now on a buy. UK 100 may give us the same thing as the indices from the United States. We had an opportunity to get into the Japanese Nikkei 225, but it just reversed too far. So it invalidated our opportunity to hop into the trade. And then mixed news on cryptocurrency. If you are investing in it, at least the hard coins, just always remember when you have a bull rally, Ethereum always outperforms Bitcoin. So if you're looking for altcoins or something to invest in, find something on the Ethereum network. Those coins are going to move the highest during this cycle. After that will be anything on XRP and then Bitcoin. If you're going to invest anything in meme coins, just make sure that you're okay with losing your money. There's a possibility it could go to zero at any moment. But just have the risk tolerance for it. My portfolio is up real crazy high today. I'm up $72,926.12. This is actually invested money. And I guarantee you a lot of that is probably some form of cryptocurrency. I'm actually curious as to what that is. It's Grok coin. Now, mind you, I bought Grok coin when it was just a little over 2 cents. It's now at $9.75. So just today, I made $83,221.21 off of that. So that's pretty freaking awesome. I'm up almost 100K since I bought this. So I'm not going to sell a position just yet. I'll hold into it just for FOMO and take the profit and apply it into something else. But it's a nice little move to be had. Now we were really close to platinum hitting take profit last night and then it retraced on us. That's annoying. But right now we're going to take a look at Australian dollar, the US dollar. Does appear to be retracing from this weird little sell-off that it had because the US dollar rallied this week on the passage of not one, not two, but three bills through the US House of Representatives on cryptocurrency. And I'm thinking that might be my first video that I do besides live on the channel, kind of describing each one of those bills. But I think I'm going to split them up to one bill per video, just to get all the nuts and bolts out of each one. So again, we've got about 3 minutes left until the half of the hour. Good time to get up, stretch your legs, grab something to drink, and I'll see you at 8:30. 8:30. All right, it's now 8:30. I didn't hear any new dings that went off. It's a little 2 minutes past the half of the hour. Next time frame for us to enter the market after it does call any opportunities will be at 8:45 in the morning. And that is a little under 13 minutes from now. So a little slow moving. Fridays are kind of like this sometimes. We'll see what we end up getting. It's more likely we end up hitting a take profit on one of these assets than it is that we get additional trades. But we did get something off this morning, so I'm well pleased by that. I normally do not trade during the New York session. It does appear we did hit another take profit, this time on dusk versus USDT. We entered that trade at 11:30 in the evening yesterday, and it hit take profit just now, 67 pips. I'll take it. Congratulations to those that took the trade yesterday on dusk versus tether. We did call that out on the live. Matter of fact, we called it. It hit stop loss, the original stop loss. Then we re-entered, and it hit the trade. So always fun. This is dusk USDT buy for 67 pips. It's another take profit smashed. And there was that original signal. Let's get this out of here and get this recorded. It's going to be win 632. $67 pips. Don't see any others that have hit take profit just yet. We're still in 56 different trades. It's the first time I've seen negative P&L for quite some time, but hell, it happens. Okay, I believe we're looking at AUT USD. I'm curious to see if any of these are in their take profit. Let's go to 4-hour, make it easier to look at this stuff. Oh, some of this stuff can be very volatile. Looks like Spell is close. Same thing with TIA. TIA is very close as well. And 0 is very close. So we'll take a look at 0. Is this a 30-minute confirmation or 15-minute? Probably 30. Yep. So pretty close. It's 11 pips away from take profit. So it's likely we'll get that live in the stream this morning. If you do have any questions, I do welcome those. Certainly have time. So if you have any questions, drop those in the comments section, and I'll get those addressed for you in live time. We have another alert. Let's take a look at that. This is calling out a position 0 on XPT, which means it either hit take profit or hit stop loss. Which one is it? So it hit stop loss on a buy signal that would have gotten us to take profit. So I expect that to reverse and push its way up, which would also be great because I'm ready to get my money out of platinum. It's going to be a nice little juicy profit. All right, so more waiting is what we're doing. With over 5 minutes left to go to the quarter of the hour at 8:45 a.m. We'll see whether or not we get some more opportunities to enter the market. New York session is noticeably slower most of the time than the London session. You tend to get opportunities at the top of each hour. And we have another alert on United States dollar versus Israeli shekel. This is one of the trades that we rejected getting in, and it has now hit stop loss. So the reason why we did not enter this trade, again, it wasn't aqua gray blue. It was confirms an uptrend on the buy opportunity, and it retraced just like I said that it would. Preserving your capital in your account is just as great as making money. You don't want to be in the market just for the sake of being in the market. That's how you lose money. About 4 minutes left to go to the quarter of the hour. So it makes me curious on what's going on with Tether and the US dollar. Let's take a look at the DXY, it's US dollar index. And the dollar is losing value. Could drop all the way down to here. If that's the case, that means that Tether is going to become stronger, which means that crypto perpetual trades will enter a sell-off period. So let's take a look at the United States dollar versus Tether. It's very choppy. Basically consolidation all the way back till 10 o'clock in the morning on the 16th. So not doing much, except this one weird movement at 8 p.m. yesterday. That's what triggered all those buy opportunities that we got when cryptos basically retraced and we entered those buys. We've made a lot of profit off of that candle. Can't be mad at it. About a minute and a half left to the quarter of the hour. When that happens, TradingView is going to start looking at all the different assets that we have on the 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily time frame to determine whether there's any opportunities to possibly enter the market on a buy or sell basis. Then we'll drill down to each one of those trade opportunities and see whether it's a valid trade to get into. Because the pacing does seem to be a little slow this morning, I'll go ahead and limit our time to 2 hours. So we'll end the live at 10 a.m. this morning, barring any unforeseen circumstance. There are no major news items today, so there's really nothing to drive liquidity into the market, with the exception of perhaps one of those bills being signed by Trump today for cryptocurrency. All three did pass Congress. Actually, two passed Congress. One is in the Senate and is expected to be passed. So probably looking at signature on those three pieces of legislation sometime by the middle of next week. That'll be the first time that the United States has meaningful regulation on cryptocurrency, which could spur a massive rally on most coins. So I'm pretty kind of excited about the fact that they've done this. It's going to be helpful for us that they do invest in the market. All right, it's now 8:45 in the morning. Again, it takes about 2 to 3 minutes for TradingView to go through all the assets. If you haven't seen the whole list before, this is it. And it is exhaustive. It's one of the reasons why we are able to consistently call trades and profit. I target it all. The only thing I'm not currently trading are options, only because I don't know how to trade options yet, but I do plan on learning. Bitcoin is actually slightly down, but altcoins are up for the most part. Matter of fact, almost the entire market is up right now, which is unusual when you have a downturn in Bitcoin. But it's also instructive that not everything runs with Bitcoin. Sometimes it can run counter to it. All of these assets do have a little bit of amount of their own, and no coin is 100% correlated to another. There are exceptions to the rule, though. For instance, if you're looking at Bitcoin and Bitcoin Classic, BTC and BCH, they closely mirror one another. If you're looking at Ethereum and Ethereum Cash, ETH and ETC, they closely mirror one another. If you're looking at XRP, which is Ripple, and Stellar Lumens, which is XLM, they closely mirror one another. If you're looking at Solana, SOL, and Cardano, ADA, they closely mirror one another. And then you have a number of coins that are built on other coins, so they're going to mirror that coin. Versus this entire submarket of cryptocurrency coins for artificial intelligence. They all tend to mirror one another in terms of growth. Some are a little more stable because of their use case, so they will have a bigger spike in gains during the day. But very rarely will you see, some of them up and then some of them down. They typically all move together. If they grow during the day, they're going to grow in value. They shrink during the day, they're going to shrink in value. All right, so we have something on PL1. And they called it intra buy, confirming our original bias, but it sold off. I think that's going to reverse and give us our take profit. So we're on the way. Even with the retracement, we're still up $2,600. So not too particularly perplexed about that. Futures are more heavily weighted than regular Forex pairs and most other assets that we trade. So it's really easy to make a nice chunk of change off of it. So just based off of where it is, kind of doing an eyeball test. At take profit, you would make 2,600. We're up 900 right now. So we'll take a look at still sticking with that for the moment. I'm gonna try and get out and enjoy the day once we get done today. Be nice to get some sun. It was really nice yesterday. It wasn't sweltering hot, mostly because it was cloud covered. It was so cloudy that I thought it was going to rain yesterday. So I went briefly down to the store and got some Powerade and walked on back. Got my steps in for the day. I think I'm going to get out and try and run the bridge this morning if it is just not too egregiously hot. Last thing you want to be is out in Houston weather at noonday sun. That's the way to catch a heat stroke. And no one wants chicken fried pipicine. So I'm not doing that to myself. I've been trying to get my girlfriend hip on trading for a long time. She does Uber driving. And I have to listen to her muse on about how she's excited making $300 a day on a good day doing Uber. So I try not to talk to her too much about trading anymore because it seems to irritate her. I'm just like, I'd rather you do the work than me do the work for you. Needless to say, had she gotten into this trade, she'd be up $990 right now. That's 3 days worth of work for her. And all I have to do is wait. I click the button and I wait. I don't have to do any other work. It's a beautiful thing about trading. You determine your bias, you accept the risk of getting into the trade, you hit the buy or sell button, and you wait and you get your money over and over and over and over again. It never takes any more skill other than that. There's certainly more things that you can learn. You can learn more strategies. You can learn more about particular assets. You can learn more about macro and macroeconomics. You can learn more about finance in general. Certainly, if you start to make money in trading, you want to diversify your portfolio into other things, whether that's holding hard assets like stocks, bonds, or cryptocurrencies. Investments in certain sectors like real estate, hard commodities like oil or natural gas or gold, silver, platinum, palladium, copper. There's a number of ways to skin a cat, even getting down to exchange traded funds, some of which can get you up to 24% or more per year, which is really nice. Means your money's going to double every 3 years at 24%. So parking that money and not having to do anything with it is really cool. I'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about while we're waiting. Okay, so this is BlackRock. This is the largest investment company in the world. What you want to do is you want to go to funds. You want to look at iShares ETFs. And you can do this on any investment portfolio. What you're looking for is the 10-year percentage growth. You want to toggle for that. And right off the bat, you pull off iShares Semiconductor ETF. It grows at 24.09% per year for the last 10 years. So if you were to invest just a measly $10,000 in this, and you were going to keep that in there for, say, 15 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You would take $10,000 and turn it into $254,713.39 for doing nothing but a one-time investment of $10,000 and doing nothing else with it. Now, if you were more aggressive and continue to contribute over time while you're having this growth, of course, you kind of see it in the math. It's just compound interest in the way that it works. What you would be looking at is called the rule of 72. You take the percentage that you would earn, divide it into 72 is going to tell you the number of years it takes for the money to double. So when I'm looking at this stuff, I'm looking at the 10-year growth rate. Anything over 12% is what I'm investing in. And I believe there's 28 funds, 28 funds that it has that are over 12%. It's a good way to diversify. And all of that. You can do this on any other place as well. We're going to go to Vanguard, which is the second largest company. You do the same thing. Go here, look at products and services. You want ETFs. And of course, there's other things that you can do as well. You want to view all of Vanguard ETFs and just kind of spot trade what's going on here. Again, what we're looking for is the 10-year growth. Obviously, if it doesn't have this, we don't really care about it. And voila, it starts popping out stuff. You got information technology ETF, which is at 21.36%. And just goes on and on and on. So there are more than a dozen of these for Vanguard that give you double your money within 6 years. And some of these are well known, like VOO, for instance. A lot of people on YouTube talk about that fund. The third largest is Fidelity. You go to it and you do the same thing. You want to look for products. You want ETFs. Again, there's lots of different stuff, but this is just ETFs. So you can look at the Fidelity ones, or you can look at iShares. Let's start with the Fidelity ones. And then so I don't have any money left in Fidelity, but we'll go ahead and take a look at it anyway, just for shits and giggles. So it's going to tell you all the different investment types that you can look for. In this particular case, iShares is from BlackRock, but Fidelity has their own ETF. So if you click into here and you want to look at all their ETFs, it's going to spit out this information for you. Theirs is a little different. I believe it's performance and risk that you want. Yeah. And they don't have the 10-year, but they do have the 5-year. So if you click here, you start to see really good performance. And that's 23.19% per year. So they have nearly 24 plus funds that give you at least 12%. And that's just on 3 different companies. There are others. There's Charles Schwab. There's SunGard. A number of others that have these funds as well. And each one of them have their own products you can invest money in and just passively make money. You do the same thing with dividend portfolios and things of that nature. Eventually, I'll get back to actually doing this stuff again. I did not realize that that thing is still showing as be right back. Oh, never mind. I didn't even share the damn screen while I was explaining all this. That is unfortunate. It's because I closed the tab. That's why. So we're back on TradingView again, and we're kind of looking at PL1, which is up $855. Possible take profit of $2,600. It is now almost 9 o'clock in the morning. We're getting ready to see if we get any other opportunities to enter the market. Again, that takes about 2 to 3 minutes for it to go through everything. We'll go from there. Again, we'll go to about 10 o'clock this morning. If we don't have any trades by then, we'll call it a day. And I'll see you guys again on Monday, July the 21st at 2 a.m. for the London session, which is our regular time slot. So, to be quite honest, I'm not expecting as many new trades today as I am maybe some possible take profits. It's always cool to be able to announce live on stream. We haven't had a few of those today. We had a crap ton of them last night. So if I go to Telegram and show you guys this stuff. This is Project Genesis, my private trading group. We call Take Profit on Dusk versus Tether, Dash versus the United States dollar, ES1, the S&P 500, Zero versus Tether, Wi-Fi versus Tether, XAI versus Tether, Ton versus Tether, Notcoin versus Tether, IOTX versus Tether, DIT versus Tether, Augmented Reality versus Tether, and all of these are from the last few days. Matisse versus Tether, Pith versus Tether, Neo versus Tether, LPT versus Tether, Hot versus Tether. These were all called last night. Flow versus Tether, CeeLo versus Tether, Axis versus Tether, NEO versus the United States dollar, Litecoin versus Tether, EOS versus the United States dollar, Litecoin versus the United States dollar. All of that was last night. $632.551. And in terms of our current performance, since May the 2nd of 2025, which is when I started trading, we're at 632 wins versus 551 losses for a win percentage of 53.42%. Pips won 1,852,753. And it's still possible that we break 2 million pips for this year to date by the end of July. We'll see if we get there or not. You are interested in joining Project Genesis, which is my private trading group, then you can utilize this link. And that's going to take you straight to Telegram. If you're on the telephone, then you're going to go ahead and download Telegram. It's going to ask you for two-factor authentication by entering your phone number. That's how it validates that you are you, so no one can get access to the groups that you're in. And then if you're on the internet, you click it, you're going to validate with your phone number. You don't have to download anything because it's web-based. That will work on a laptop, a desktop computer, and on a tablet. And that is the link to Project Genesis. So a little bit more waiting left to go. It's now 9:05. So no new opportunities at the top of the hour. Next time frame is going to be at 9:15. 9:15. It's going to be about 10 minutes from now. I'm honestly a little curious about that. All right, so my internet is flying this morning, which is always great to see. The winning is not always fun, but man, it feels good when it actually is profitable. bit more waiting left to go. 9:08, a little over 6 minutes to the quarter of the hour, 9:15 a.m. It's really quiet right now. Nothing's really popping off, which is to be expected. It is Friday. There's no major news that's coming out. All we're going to have is the advancement of our existing portfolio. And some things are doing quite well for us. Can't be upset with that. Hmm. When I do finally upgrade rather on StreamYard, it will be live streaming on multiple platforms. Right now, it's just on YouTube. Um, but we will also be live streaming on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Kick, and I'm looking at a couple of other platforms. I do want to get eligible to stream on LinkedIn, which I don't have enough followers for that yet, but I'll get there. And then I'm looking at a couple of others. I'm just not quite sure which ones I want to do, because I'm only going to do up to 8 at a time initially. I'm thinking about Do You, which has 163.6 million daily followers. It's like the largest social media platform in the world. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do Vimeo or something similar. I think Vimeo has about 2 million users. And then as the show gets more complex, I might move to actually hiring people to do all this behind the scenes stuff for me, whether it be an actual producer of the show, because I would like to get back to syndication again. I've done that before, or I was on Apple TV and Amazon Live, and that would be neat. So just like clockwork on PL1, we are starting to get that retracement that I spoke of earlier. Fell off quite a long ways, should be pushing up in price. And hopefully we get the break. And sometime today, all this 2600. I don't think it's going to move that fast, but anything's possible. It certainly did it before. Look at that price action there. And here. And here. So it certainly has the capability to make some nice moves. I'm glad I looked down because my cell phone is about to die on me. So let me go ahead and get this bad boy charging up. All right, about 30 seconds left to go to 9:15 in the morning. We'll see if we get any opportunities to possibly get in the market on a buy or sell basis. I hope so. I really don't want to have to go the next 45 minutes and nothing happens. A little action never hurt anyone. Here's 9:15 in the morning. Again, it's going to take trading view about 2 to 3 minutes to determine whether or not we have any opportunities in the market. Once we hit between that 2 and 3 minute time frame, pretty much know it's a wrap for this 15-minute period. Our next time market is going to be at 9:30 in the morning. That is the half of the hour. Didn't even hear it, but it looks like it rained all night. Probably one of the reasons why I slept so well. All right, so it's almost 9:18. Nothing new for 9:15. Next time frame is going to be at 9:30 in the morning. That's going to be a little over 12 minutes from now. We'll see whether or not we get any other opportunities to enter the market. All right. Nothing too terribly exciting or useful. Please check out the fair value gaps on this bad boy. So looks like price is stuck between two different fair value gaps. So price will have to break through all of this resistance to continue to take profit. So going to keep that kind of alive and up just to see what's going to go on here. If price at least penetrates this, it has a chance to break through it all. Otherwise, it's going to stay in consolidation, bouncing between these two levels. And I'm interested to see how the other ones are doing. At least the ones that are long. That's the one that seems to be doing the best. Bitcoin is still further down for the day. Keeps declining. Eventually, it's going to start dragging the rest of the market down with it, which may hurt our book for all these altcoins we're in on buys, but it doesn't seem to be having that sort of effect just yet. Of course, we'll really know once the market closes for New York at 4 p.m. today, and we just have cryptos for the weekend. What's really going on in the world of cryptocurrency? I suspect some fireworks because of the acts of the U.S. Congress this week. All right, 9:22. A little under 8 minutes left to go to the half of the hour at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Well, we have a ding on MES1 and on ES1. Let's see what's going on with those two. And it broke the original stop. So what do we have? We have a decline of price. We have a free value gap that is ranging towards right now. We may get a bounce here. We're going to wait and see. But those hit stop loss. So we're going to see whether or not we re-enter those two trades. That's ES1. That's MES1. It's going to be a hit stop loss. Again, we don't know whether or not we're going to enter this trade again. Waiting to see what it's going to do with these fair value gaps. It could clear multiple ones, in which case we get a bigger entry, but we will keep watching it. And then we also have MES1, which did the same thing. And we've got that as well. So we have two hit stop losses, one on ES1, one on MES1. Again, what we're looking for is the break and the retest of these fair value gaps for a possible opportunity in the market again. Is already below that first fair value gap. So it clears that, then we're looking at a fall to the next one. And it already cleared it. So I'm not really concerned with that one. We'll see about this next one. Again, we're looking for a clean re-entry. All right, so we have something on MBT1. Same thing. Get the fair value gap way down here. So let's go ahead and grab that. It's going to be another hit stop loss. This time on MBT1. And we need to wait to see whether or not we get a better opportunity in the market on those. We'll be looking for the retest of fair value gaps below current price. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and record these three losses. That'll take us down to 54. 0.57%. Looks like MES1 did clear that second fair value gap. Same thing on ES1. So we'll see it dip below this and then reestablish it again. If this level holds, that might give us an opportunity to re-enter your original take profit. Just need more time to take a look at it. It's also questionable because it's a Friday, which is typically a trap day. We don't want to get into another buy and all of a sudden it starts breaking these fair value gaps on the way down. It gives us a much better giant entry to the north. It is an uptrend long term. You don't want to make the wrong decision here. Right, so it's just past 9:30 in the morning. There doesn't appear to be any new opportunities that have hit the market thus far. Next time frame is at 9:45 a.m. That's in just under 14 minutes from now. We'll see if we get any other opportunities in the market on a buy or sell basis. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some clothes from my room. Get ready to take a shower after we finish the live today. Get out and get my morning walk on. So, yeah, it's been an interesting morning. We had some action, few stop loss hits. Not really concerned about that. Just going to see whether or not we get another opportunity to get back into those assets again. But the issue being is that we have resistance right above current price. So we really want to be careful and make sure that we catch it at wherever it's going to level off at and then get back into the trade. And if I had to venture to guess, this is going to retest the 200 EMA, which is just below 3 separate fair value gaps and above this one. And that's when we get our retest to re-enter the market. And I think that's going to be the same on ES1, MES1, and MBT1. Continue to break past those fair value gaps and doing exactly what I said it would do, making its way towards the 200 EMA. Right here at 63.26. If it does happen to break that, go up in time frame and see other possible opportunities here. Could get all the way down to 63.13. Go up in time frame and look again. Would have to break past the 50 EMA, which is pretty strong support at 63.31. Go to the 2 hour. Again at 63.31. Go to the 4 hour at 6,300. So right now it's hovering above this very strong area of support. That's going to be difficult for it to break through. That might be our entry. So what we will be looking for is a retracement of price to about 50% of this fair value gap, and then a re-entry to the original take profit. But a 4 hour, we see the same thing. 63.01, it could fall that far. Or more likely, it's going to go to the halfway mark here and then up. And then MBT1 on the 4 hour. We've had resistance of price, so it hit a roadblock, and that's why it went south. Selling to 116,799, which is the halfway point. It does appear to have hit a fair value gap here. That's brand new, so waffling between these two areas, but could fall as far as the midpoint of this fair value gap at 115,205, which would be ideal for us. But still quite a ways to go to the 200. So a little too early to tell exactly what could happen with these, but it's interesting to see what's going on in the short term. In the meantime, I don't think we've hit any other take profits. I didn't hear any alerts go off. I was looking at the computer. We were at negative 1,800 earlier, so another 1,500 in unrealized loss since the beginning of the session. Just a very quiet day. About 9:40, so just over 5 minutes left to go to 9:45 in the morning. There we go again, and we have some opportunities on some other futures. So this is a sell opportunity on the 15-minute on GC1. Problem with this is that this is an uptrend off of bright blue. So I don't think it's going to break through all those fair value gaps and all this support to get here. So that is not a good trade to enter. Same thing with MGC1. It's essentially the same asset, just on a macro level. Same setup. So it doesn't look like it's going to go up because it now has an area of major resistance to go further up. It has already broken this particular fair value gap here. It is continuing to decline over time. Let's see what happens with the asset. I don't typically show this part. I usually keep it hidden, but that's only because I've done these so many times. I can kind of see the fair value gaps without having it marked off for me. Yeah, more waiting. can already see it's retesting back up into that fair value gap, which is resistance. I don't think it's going to be strong enough to break through that, in which case it will reject and continue to fall. See the same thing on MES1, the same thing on MBT1 as it continues to fall to the south. This one's a little bit more interesting than the other two because it's now falling below the 50 and the 200 exponential moving average, which means this could fall all the way to the 800, which is quite a significant drop. So it's right at a fair value gap. It's a few to break through. It has technically broken this one already. That's a lot of support. So price seems to be stuck. About half a minute left to 9:45. See whether we get anything else. I'm not expecting it at this point. We do have a break of yet another fair value gap support level for MBT1 as it continues to fall from current price. And we have a buy opportunity on United States dollar, the Singapore dollar. See what we got here. And we have consolidation. So gray, aqua, blue. This is not a trade that we would take. We'll see if we get any opportunities in this 15-minute little block. Unlikely at this point. Our next opportunity is going to be at 10 a.m. sharp. That's going to be the closure of all the European markets. We just have US money flowing through. It does tend to make a bit of a change. So some of these reversals could reverse in the other direction and we get some take profits. But I don't expect any other trade opportunities, at least not ones that are valid at this point. Right, a little under 10 minutes left to go. Looks like it broke yet another fair value gap and even broke into this big one down here. Price is continuing to decline. Same thing on MES1. It broke yet another fair value gap. It's continuous decline to the 200 EMA. Same thing on ES1. So, all right, well, doesn't look like we're going to get anything else for today. I'll go ahead and call the live early. I'll see you guys again at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time on July the 21st, 2025. Again, I am the Pit Messiah, your host for the Quiet Storm Live Trading Session, July the 18th, 2025. If you have found value in the live, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on those notifications to keep abreast of when I do go live in the market. The Quiet Storm Live Trading Sessions are normally held every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. That is the opening bell of the London Stock Exchange. Cheers.